Okay, so what we're doing now is we're playing Getting to Know Each Other with Ellie and Gertie. And I was just thinking about a couple things that I really like during Thanksgiving is something, well, Thanksgiving is really for unhealthy foods with a moderation of knowing not to overindulge. Because if you can imagine going through your entire life with no food that brings enjoyment, then why the fuck are you here? Because I know I've done the extreme work of cleaning out the diet where there's nothing but the health, like even healthier than the healthiest. Like if you're seeing a person with healthy, I've done even more extreme than that. I literally am like the queen of eating healthy. And I wanted to share a couple recipes that I think are really good for like an appetizer to sit around while you cook or talk. Stuffed mushrooms. And it's cool because you could do stovetop stuffing. Or you could look one up on allrecipes.com. So those look good. Don't you think it's fun to like most people when they go to Thanksgiving they eat chips and dip are always fun to have because people love to snack, especially when you've been good all year. And those that don't snack all year are able to use their willpower to just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So that's always fun. And then vegetables with ranch dip or a spinach and artichoke dip, you know, where you get like the bowl of bread and then you take the bowl out the middle and then you take the top and then you eat the bread with the spinach and artichoke dip. That's always fun. Then there's this one thing that people do. It's cream cheese. A block of cream cheese with, I think it's cranberry sauce on the outside. And then you get crackers and you eat the crackers with the cranberry cream cheese dip. And there might be one more cream cheese. A lot of people like to do, what's it called? Meatballs. Like little meatballs. Those are good. Oh yeah, it's some people like the jalapeno, some people don't. But it looks like this. So that's a block of cream cheese and cranberry dip. You literally could eat your whole meal with that little block of cream cheese. But some people don't eat anything on Thanksgiving. What's another good appetizer that's delish? The meatballs, the cranberries, the chips and dip, the vegetable plate with the ranch, or you could do a French onion dip. I always like French onion dip. Let's look up all of which are American holiday gracious. Like you literally show up for the food, and if you have the food like this, you'll actually be able to tolerate the company. So I would actually recommend having some sugar, like I'm trying to think of something that would be a good appetizer that's sugary. I kept thinking about donuts. Maybe you have Thanksgiving donuts in the morning. Here we go. Thanksgiving appetizers. Let's look this up. The 25 best Thanksgiving appetizers. You know, they always want to be all bougie and stuff, and it's like, ew, it's so boring. Quit. Oh, baked brie is if you want to go a little fancier. Stuffed mushrooms. Butternut hummus. You can always just buy some hummus, or you can make hummus. If you want to go a little adventurous, you can make your own hummus. It's really not that hard. You just get some garbanzo beans, you boil them, and then you blend them, and you've got your hummus. Garlic, of course, would be garlic in your hummus, and then you add roasted red pepper hummus. Is just the hummus with the roasted red pepper. Ooh, I forgot about this one. Deviled eggs. Always some of my most favorite are deviled eggs. I love it, deviled eggs. Ooh, this is a good one. Candied pecans. Those are good. Yummy. Vegan spinach artichoke dip. Always good to have a couple vegetarian items on your Thanksgiving plate because you probably will have some vegetarians or not. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity to have vegetarian. Whipped feta dip. Focaccia bread. You can always have melted butter with that. It's always delish. Depends on how fancy you're trying to get. A cheese board. What do they call them? The caricatures, which is really fun. Olives and apples and a mixture of nuts with cheeses and like crackers. Those are fun. And then actually, if you have that, it gives you a conversational piece to the people that you don't like. So then things you don't talk about at Thanksgiving are politics and religion. But a lot of people don't have any interests anymore, and they don't know how to communicate because they're very, very vile and very, very violent. And so no one knows how to communicate to these people any longer. Cheese board. Oh, I already said that. Ooh, this is fun. Roasted pumpkin seeds. Those are cool because you could stand around and eat a ton of those. Ooh, I said this French onion dip. What do you want? French onion dip. Ooh, you could do brioche or bruschetta. So you could do sweet potato pomegranate crostinis, but you could really do crostinis with a lot of different things. So you could actually really get creative. You could actually lay out and have like, if you wanted, like if it's a big group of people, you could say appetizers between 5 and 7, and then you could just basically have the appetizers. You could even do little salads with little mini plates. And then people could kind of go through the buffet line, and then you could have the standard Thanksgiving meal on the table. And then during that 2 hours of like you call it a happy hour, people be having drinks and stuff, and then people will be getting all jovial. And then there's a soup, a pumpkin soup. Oh, excuse me, butternut squash soup. And so you could have soup, which you could put little cups, and then you could get creative with the decor. Most of the time when you don't want to talk to somebody, the kids are the center of attention. Olive tapenade, tapenade. Those are always very salty, I have to say. So be ready for the day after when you're full of salt to drink plenty of water. You could have, you could always have garlic bread, little knots of bread. You could have sweet potato appetizer bites. You could have French onion soup, which is a little bit much for a appetizer because it has bread and cheese. And if you're going to do a 5 to 7 appetizer hour or whatever you decide, this is for the more formal groups, is the appetizer hours, but some people just munch all day. And so if you're going to do French onion soup, you want to do it as a course. So some people actually have a course meal served, but that's if you're wealthier. Oftentimes it's if you're wealthier, and that's cool too, because some people like to work on the holidays. You'd be surprised. You actually do your Thanksgiving on a different day than Thanksgiving, but it's still the same essence of Thanksgiving. It's just that you work for others' family. Herb compound butter. That's why it's always important to like who you work with. And it better be worth financially your hours of working. A red pepper walnut dip. I don't know. I've never tried that before with pita chips or pita bread. And so those are just a couple of things that would be great appetizers for an American Thanksgiving. So I hope that you enjoyed